Alright, it's our next notes. This could be on special products of polynomials. So we've been looking at multiplication of polynomials, binomials, and things like that. Now we're going to look at something called squares. And we're going to look at squares of sums and squares of differences and some things that go along with that. This is lesson 8.4. So the first one we look at is a square of a sum. Okay, so let's say we have a plus b. This is the sum. And then we just square it. So we take a plus b squared, like right here. Okay. To find out the answer of that, it's just the square of a. So we just take a squared, and then we take twice the product of a plus b, so 2ab, and then we the square of a, or b. So it should be the square of b, so plus b squared. So that's kind of how you do that, and let's look at them. It's easy with the letters to do. A little bit harder when you have some numbers in there. So let's look at an example of that. So again, we have this 3x plus 5. This is your a, this is your b, right? So then we go the square of this. So we're just going to go 3x squared, and then we're going to go plus twice 2 times 3x times 5, and then we're going to add 5 squared. So then we have this. This is 3 squared is 9, then it's x squared, and then we have 3x times 5 is 15x times 2 is 30x, and then we're going to add 25. So that's our square of 3x plus 5. Square of a sum, because we're adding them, right? And then we have squares of differences, and this is equal to like a minus b, and we're going to square that. And here we have the example down here, and we're going to do that in a minute. So we're going to do the square of a, so a squared, minus twice the product of ab to ab, okay, plus the square root of b squared. So that's kind of our general one. Let's look at one that's a little more difficult. So we have this one right here. Camera's a little slow there. I want to catch up, okay. So if we have this 2x minus 5, let's let the camera catch up here. Okay, so there we go. So the square of this, square of a, this is our a and this is our b, so 2x squared, okay, and then we're going to do minus the products of twice the products of 2 times 2x times 5, okay, and then we're going to add the product, or the square of b. That's going to be 5. I think back here on the notes I said, I'm going to point this out, I said square root. It should be the square. So make sure you cross that out. The square of b. Okay. So then we just do the math here, or you can do this without writing it all out, but I'm just showing you where we get this. So 2 squared is 4, then 4x squared. That's going to be minus 5 times 2x is 10x, times 2 is 20x, minus 20x, and then we're going to add plus 25. So that's our square of a difference. Okay, and then the thing to remember, you're going to see this thing called a perfect square. Okay, so and what a perfect square is the product of a sum or a difference. So this here is a perfect square. And you're going to use these really a lot when we do factoring, which we're not quite there yet. And also this one we did here. So 3x plus 5, that's a perfect square too. So let's add one more thing. We find that we have a product of a square, of a sum and a difference. So this would be a plus b times a minus b. Okay. For this, we get the square of a, so a times a, would be a squared, minus the square of b, b squared. Okay. And we're going to try a practice one on that. So here's a good example. So again, we go back to that product of a sum and a difference. It's just going to be the square of a. So it's going to be 2x squared, right, and 2x squared. So we have, you can see this is the same, right? This is your A, and this is your B. So we're just going to really we're going to square 2x squared. Okay. So 2x is going to be, 2 is going to be 4, and then we're just going to multiply. So it's going to be 4x to the 4th, and then, because we're just going to multiply these, 2 times 2 is 4. And then the other one is we're just going to square this. So it's going to be minus, and it's going to be 3 squared is 9. So 4x to the 4th power minus 9 is the square of that, of a sum and a difference. And that's, make sure you have all this in your notes, and I will see you in class, and we'll go over a few more of these in class. I'll see you there.